Sunny Bonani Dumalang, Goeie aand, good afternoon, bon dia, konnichiwa. If there are any other greetings that you would like me to say and enunciate and share, please drop it down in the comments below. So today's episode is episode 27, and I've titled it Change of Stance. So if you are able to notice, I am actually standing today. So this is actually the first time that I'm making these daily vlogs by changing my stance. So that's today's title for the episode, changing your stance or changing my stance. Semantics, but I'll decide when I post the video. And it just made me think of perhaps that's just such a powerful analogy for us to tap into today as I reflect and get into the body and see how this standing and doing this vlog is making me feel viscerally within my body. So the change of your state, mental state, energetic state can definitely be altered and amended through the changing of the physical state. So just think about it. If you are shoulders over, slouched, looking down, you generally tend to feel a little sadder, more withdrawn, inward. But on those days where you feel like you are the king of the castle, you are chest out, shoulders back, strutting your stuff, right? And as much as this is obvious, it isn't always practiced in the present moment of the here and the now. So think about all those moments and those times where you've been feeling an enormous amount of anxiety or stress, fear, anger, perhaps denser emotions, right? How often do you automatically switch to, wait a minute, I'm feeling what I'm feeling, feel it, and then making the conscious choice to shift it through an alchemical process of altering your physical disposition, the way you are standing, the way your shoulders are pushing back or presented. And you'll notice immediately how that shifts things straight away. You'll feel it energetically first. And then you'll realize and you'll notice how things are shifting in your external world. Pardon, throat block. This is clearly activating my throat chakra. Perhaps this aspect and element of me standing here almost as if I'm presenting is something that I need to look at. In fact, now that I mention that, in my former life and in my former chapter, when I used to have a market strategy little business and insight creation or market research enterprise, choose whichever of those words resonate most with you. Whenever I used to present back or feedback the findings to clients, I would say 90% of the time and chance, clearly, evidently, because I chose that word, I would prefer to be seated whilst delivering the findings. I perhaps felt less seen. I felt it was less intimidating. I felt it was more about me presenting the content or the content presenting itself than me presenting the content. And if I'm really honest, I probably just didn't have the confidence and the courage to maybe do as good and as a powerful job maybe as I thought I would do when I was seated. So that in itself is just a big aha to me. So yes, when I had a little bit of a clogging up happening there, it's interesting how that's straight away where the image popped into my head, and that's where I went. So definitely something for me to work with and work on. But hey, that's why I'm here doing these daily vlogs for myself right now, because, as it stands, my subscribers are just coming in slowly, but we stay strong and we continue the journey. And we just keep learning about ourselves. And I am always humbled by this experience, because there are millions of people out there on this platform. And I have to keep on reminding myself that I'm doing this for nobody else but myself. So just today's little exercise and today's 27th humble episode about changing my stance has illuminated and provided contemplative insight for me to step away from the camera and actually go take and digest. So dare I say that I am secretly starting to see how powerful and how beneficial this little daily micro habit that I am fostering is starting to have in my world, in how I communicate, in how I'm starting to see myself. So yeah, it's been so far, it's been an interesting one, and it's been very insightful. What else do I wish to share today about my stance? So yeah, I mean, look at this view reflecting behind in this fabulous little piece of glass here. It is a beautiful day today where I stay. Went for a swim in the ocean, and the water was crystal clear. You could see the fishes below. The waves were delicious and juicy. And I guess just preparing for tomorrow's full moon in Leo. And perhaps that's something else just to tap into. Perhaps when you're coming across this video, the time may have lapsed where the full moon is in Leo, as it is today, or tomorrow when it arrives on the 1st of Feb 2026. But regardless of when you find this message, I see this as a timeless reading, and any information that's coming through now will be poignant at the time that you find this video. And my energy will only resonate with those who are meaning to find this video as well. I truly do believe that. Yes, we've got amazing algorithms, and we're starting to tap into technology that can be super smart. But that's so exciting for me, because it's just allowing us as humans to recognize and remember how super smart we are in our humanness. And if I take a moment to reflect on this full moon in Leo, Leo is all about standing in the spotlight, being seen, being the leader. And for so long, I've felt a little bit embarrassed about wanting that. And I have a Leo in my North Node. So my North Node is actually a Leo. When I found that out, I was like, oh. But yeah, I actually, now that I think about it, and I've started doing these things, and I reflect back to how I used to absolutely love acting. I love being theatrical. I do. I love being OTT. Over the top. I love it. It's not only apparent in the way I express myself at times, and I'm still building a rapport with this channel, with me, through this form of medium and this micro habit. So I am very excited for the day where I feel like I can just let it all out. But right now, I'm still finding a little bit of a line, finding my boundaries, knowing how far I feel I can push to feel comfortable, how far I need to restrain myself, and how much I'm needing to learn and first practice the basics and the fundamentals, like refraining or reducing the amount of times I say before I can tap into the full expression of what wants to come through me and what really wants to be channeled. So just like when you go on a date for the first time, you are generally a little bit more cautious, a little bit more polite, a little bit more reserved, at least most of us. And I feel that I'm exactly in this situation right here and right now. Tomorrow's full moon in Leo is definitely exciting because it is definitely start to conjure up this aspect and element of feeling like it's safe to be seen. Might sound very strange, like who doesn't want to be seen? And I'm sure there's lots of people that don't want to be seen, but there's also tons of people out there that do want to be seen. And just that in itself, isn't that just so interesting? Like, what catalyzes that? And where is the desire to want to be seen stemming from? Is it stemming from a space of ego where, because you were never recognized when you were younger or when you were a child, you've got that need and that hunger to now be seen, be recognized, be heard? I can definitely put my hand up a little bit for that. Or does it give you some form of comfort? Is it this inner knowingness that you have within you that you just meant to be a star? Some people are probably rolling their eyes right now as if to say, girl, please go fly a kite or something. But here I am. I don't want to be a star. I actually just want my message to maybe resonate with, even if it's one person out there. You know what I'm saying? Just one person. And that one person will be like, wow, whatever this chick said, like it really made me stop and think, and like just planted a seed, which I'm willing to water a little bit just to like see if it's got any fruit to bear. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm doing this. But I do love the theatrics. I did drama when I was in high school and I loved it. It's so interesting because when you do performances or when you do a speech or when you do a presentation, those first 5 to 10 minutes are always the most awkward, uncomfortable. It's almost like you haven't landed in your body yet. You are somewhere else. You are in the fear, you're in the doubt, you're in the, oh my gosh, all that stuff, right? So you're not anchored and you're not present in the here now moment. And as time goes by and as you start moving and getting into the groove of things, you start to embody what you're doing and you start to become more present in the here now moment. So I just think that's also just such an interesting thing to think about and contemplate upon. And perhaps this little exercise shouldn't just be done when we are standing up in front of a camera, delivering and sharing communication with others, but it's definitely something I view and deem to be so powerful and even more pressing and important as the years are going to come rolling in the foreseeable future, to just be comfortable with yourself, shining your light, illuminating the grandiosity that is you, and being okay with that, without any shame, without any guilt, without any fucks to give about, oh, what will people think of me? Let them think whatever the fuck they want to think. They're going to think it anyway. Know what I mean? So I'm just saying. So my pooch is right here. She is letting off some gas like I have never. So I have this wafting of aroma. I'm actually going to show you her right now because this is how warm and hot it is right now, guys. So let me try and do this. So there she is in her grand glory. Can you see her? Oh my gosh. It's hot, guys. So that's Peanut, and she is my everything. I've made a fabulous episode about how our pets can often be our best friends. I can't recall which episode it is anymore with me doing daily posts. But if my energy has resonated, if anything I've said has struck a chord or has kind of been sown inside your soil, then go check out some of my other episodes. Perhaps they'll resonate, perhaps they won't, but at least you will be given the opportunity to contemplate why my energy does or does not resonate with you. Either which way, it's all perfectly fine. Magical humans, it's that time of the episode where I bid you farewell. And as always, remember to continue to sow those seeds, allow for the flow of life to find you so that you may continue to grow and ultimately illuminate and glow. Until tomorrow's episode, stay wondrous, stay magical, stay an absolutely delicious delight. And until episode 28, cheers.